In the second episode of this special two-parter, I'm sharing the other common manifesting mistakes that stop you getting what you want. So let's get started.
Hi, I'm Katie, and after many years as a struggling single mum, I transformed into a highly successful manifester with multiple businesses, better relationships, financial abundance, and way more peace, joy, and happiness in my life. Each week, I share the real secrets around how to manifest successfully, as well as the amazing and sometimes crazy lessons I've learned along the way, so that you can apply it all to your own manifesting, transforming your life from the inside out. This is That Manifesting Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of That Manifesting Podcast. It's lovely to have you here. First up, I want to say Happy New Year. Happy 2024. I hope if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I still hope you had some time off, maybe to spend with your loved ones. Are you ready for a new year? A new year of manifesting everything that you want and more? I know I am. I did a lot of thinking over Christmas on just reflecting back on the past year and figuring out what I wanted to achieve this year. So I'm holding myself accountable in all areas of my life to make things happen. And of course, if you tune into this podcast every week, then you will be along for the ride. To find out if I manifest what I want, but also to get some useful nuggets along the way for your own manifesting journey. First up, how was your Christmas? Mine was restful. I took nearly 3 weeks out of all of my businesses. I got towards the end of the year and I just felt quite shattered and ready for a break. So that's exactly what I gave myself. I listened to my body, listened to my mind, and I just knew I needed that break. So I took it. I started off by decorating my house. I Christmassified it. Is that a word? If it's not, I've just invented it. And that involved 4 Christmas trees plus all the decorations. Now, just to put it out there, I don't live in a mansion by any stretch of the imagination. My house did not need 4 Christmas trees, but I went up the loft, which I have to do by myself every year. When I have a boyfriend, he will go up the loft for me, but again, this Christmas I had to do it myself. I went up the loft and I got 4 Christmas trees, and I decided on a whim that I was going to put all 4 of them up. So everywhere you looked in my house, there was a bloody Christmas tree staring at you. It was great fun whilst I was putting them all up. But when it came to taking them all down, well, that was a massive ball ache. Again, another reason why I need a boyfriend, because that is like a job I think I would delegate to him. Anyway, the Christmas break for me was lovely. So I did the Christmas Katie thing, decorating all the trees, but I actually just loved eating beige food that wasn't good for me, but just tasted delicious. And I shouldn't really admit this because it makes me sound really shallow, but I love the Real Housewives franchises and like Married to Medicine and programs like that. I just binge watched loads of them. I binge watched the Real Housewives of Miami. I binge watched 2 seasons of Married to Medicine. I laid on my sofa and I ate my beige food, my chocolate, looked at my 4 Christmas trees and just chilled out. It was lovely. It was really nice. Although, like I say, I was just missing that man to go up the loft for me and get my trees down. But I do know that Christmas and particularly New Year can be a difficult time when you're single, because I think that the whole thing that's put out there about Christmas and New Year is it's a time to be with your loved ones, and you look on social media and all you see is posts. I don't know if your feed is like mine, and you see posts that are like, oh, the boy did good when they've bought Christmas presents for each other, or pictures of happy families together. And I think sometimes when you're single, I never felt it so much when I had my daughter living at home when she was younger, but more so since she's grown up and moved away from home, those posts can really make me feel a certain kind of way. So I do tend to stay off of social media quite a lot over Christmas and New Year, just for my own peace of mind, so I can just get absorbed in the Real Housewives and not think about everyone else in their happy couples. It's just good for keeping my vibe high. So if you do follow me on any of my social media platforms, you will have noticed, or maybe you didn't, but I was not very active on social media over Christmas, and that, as I say, is very intentional. But anyway, I would love to know how your Christmas and New Year was. I love releasing these podcasts, but it's difficult because I never quite know who's listening to them. I don't know what you're dealing with in your own lives. I don't know where you are on your manifesting journey. So I'd love to connect with you more this year. If you're not already following me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and the handle is always the same. It's The Manifesting Mindset. Please find me on there. Chat to me in my DMs because I really want to know more about you this year and what you want to manifest and the challenges that you have. This podcast is my way of giving to you. It's important to me that I'm creating the content that is really going to help you. So yeah, get in touch with me and let me know, how your Christmas and New Year was, how you're feeling about the year ahead, and also what you're looking to manifest and how I can help you with that. Okay, let's get into the purpose of this episode, which was the second part of 10 manifesting mistakes that stop you getting what you want. I know in the previous episode I said that this one would be out the next week, and it clearly wasn't because we're now in New Year. I apologise for that, but as I said, I was too busy with my Christmas trees and my Real Housewives and all of that stuff. I've got Bumble the dog sat next to me. She keeps sneezing because she wants me to feed her. That's her way of letting me know. So if you can hear any sneezing in the background, it's not me, it's Bumble. If you haven't seen Bumble, have a look at my social media and you will see her there. She has a habit of whenever I'm on a Zoom call or recording anything, just sitting next to me and sneezing constantly. If you hear that, I'm sorry, that's what it is. Okay, in the first part of this special two-parter, I went through the first 5 manifesting mistakes that can stop you getting what you want. So this that I'm releasing today is part 2. So let's get into it. Number 6 of the 10 manifesting mistakes are all around negative energy and having doubt in what you want to manifest and whether you can have it. Now, unlike many people that talk about manifesting, I do not tell you that you shouldn't have negative thoughts or feel negative. Why? Well, because we're human. Humans are not wired to be positive all of the time. That's the job of a robot, not a human being. We are going to have negative energy. We're going to have negative experiences. We're going to have negative feelings. I don't encourage any of my one-to-one clients to just ignore them or suppress them. Why? Well, because negative thoughts are like weeds in a garden, okay? If you have weeds in your garden and instead you want beautiful flowers, if you just cut the head off of the top of all of those weeds, you might stop them being so noticeable, but they're still there. They're still going to stop your flowers from growing because they will suffocate them as they grow back. The right way to do it is to get them out from the root, okay? So when you try and ignore negative feelings, if you just snip the top of them off, which is when you just deliberately try and mask a negative feeling with a positive one, you're not dealing with that underlying issue, okay? Negativity, negative feelings, negative doubt, anything in the negative realm is going to feel shitty. It's going to feel uncomfortable, but you have to go through it. You have to understand, where is that negativity coming from? What's driving it? What's making you feel that way? And then deal with that. Don't get up in the morning feel negative and just deliberately try and force yourself to think positively instead. It just doesn't work, okay? And if anybody is telling you to do that, then my friend, they are not giving you the right advice, okay? So that's a manifesting mistake that can stop you getting what you want, when you are just trying to suppress negativity with positivity instead of dealing with the root cause of what's making you feel that way. I have sometimes when I wake up in the morning and I'm just not feeling it for whatever reason. It just might be one of those days where I don't feel great. I give myself a time limit, and I think, okay, Katie, you've got today, and that's it. Because it can start affecting your manifesting if you live in that place of negativity. I will give myself the day to sit in the suck, feel crap, but at the same time, I'm working out, why do I feel that way? And I'm tackling that, not the overarching negative feeling. So give yourself a time limit, allow yourself the time to sit in the suck, feel what you want to feel, but set yourself a deadline as to, okay, I'm going to move on from this. And that is how you get over negativity. In a nutshell, obviously I could talk about this for hours and hours and give you all of the detailed techniques and everything that you can do and work through to get rid of negative feelings. But in a nutshell, that's what I want you to do. Give yourself the beauty of sitting in the suck for a while, but with a deadline. Tackle the underlying root cause of why you feel negative, and don't try and just suppress a negative thought with a positive one. Okay, number 7 is fear of failure. And this is a big manifesting mistake that can stop people getting what they want, that fear of failure. I don't know about you, but in my own life, I have experienced not taking action because I was worried I was going to fail. I am a horribly competitive person, and I mean horribly competitive. I will, flip the game board if I lose. And people think that's quite entertaining and quite funny, but what I've found is that can sometimes be to my detriment, because that competitive nature also runs through me, against me. If I don't think I can do something and do it well and succeed, sometimes I won't take action at all, because I would rather not fail than have a go and embrace that failure is just part of growth. So that's definitely blocked my progress in the past. I would say to you, really think about if you've got a fear of failure. I think it's pretty much human nature in most people, and it's something we have to be aware of and really set ourselves straight on. And it's really about understanding that setbacks we receive in life are stepping stones, not roadblocks. Okay, if you try to start a business and you've started a new social media account for your new business and you've put out 10 posts and you haven't got one like, there are some people that will take that as a sign that they've failed, and they will just give up and they will never realise their business. But listen, every business started off with 0 followers, 0 likes. So isn't the key to embrace that perceived failure as growth, analyse what went wrong, and change the path for the future? It's a stepping stone, not a roadblock. That's something, as I say, that I speak about it now as if it's so easy, but it wasn't easy in my own life, and I'm sure it won't be easy in your life. But it's something to be aware of. Your own fear of failure, that's fear that you've put in the way. It's not anything that anybody else is doing to you. It's what you've put in your own way, can stop you manifesting what you want. Get rid of that fear. Treat it as an experiment. Life is an experiment. Everything that you're doing is an experiment. You're just testing what works. When you find something that works, you can continue on with it. When you don't find something that works, you'll stop and you'll reevaluate and you'll go in a different direction. Okay, I am definitely walking my talk on this, because as we sit here today, I am getting ready later today. I am doing my first ever TikTok live. I have an irrational fear of live speaking on social media platforms. I just do not like it. But my sister, God love her, I know she'll be listening to this. Hello, Amy. She has been on at me for a while saying, Katie, you need to get on TikTok Live. You've got so much to share. People can ask questions. You'll be so good. Do it. So I decided to go for it. And that's what I'm doing today. So I sit here now telling you that I had the fear of failure and it stopped me. But now I'm embracing it as part of my growth, and I'm treating it as a stepping stone towards my success. Even if no one joins the room, actually, if no one joined the room, I would secretly be really happy because then I wouldn't have to be scared. I can just talk to myself. But no, I'm embracing the fear, and I'm not letting that fear get the better of me. And that's what you need to do. It can be the same if you are wanting to be in a relationship, and you can think you want to be in a relationship and someone asks you on a date and you're like, oh, no. Again, I've done that myself. Things will fail in life. You will fail, okay? No one goes through life, not even the most successful people in the world, go through life without failures. It's about how you perceive that failure. Is it a failure, or is it a stepping stone towards your success? Okay, the 8th manifesting mistake that can stop you getting what you want is comparing journeys. And when I was a new business owner, this was something I did all the time. It's about comparing where you are in your life or towards what you want to manifest against where someone else is and what they've achieved. So I started my businesses and I would spend hours looking at my competitors' social media accounts, looking for what they were doing that I wasn't doing, wondering how they'd got so many more clients than I had, and all of this, that, and the other. And all that comparison does is it just steals your joy. It steals your focus, because every journey is unique. Your path will have its own rhythm and pace. And you have to work with your path. You're not on someone else's path. They will have gone through things that you'll never go through. You'll go through things that they've never gone through. When you compare journeys from a negative standpoint, it fuels that fear. It fuels that negativity, energy, and doubt. It fuels all of that stuff. So you have to stop comparing yourself and actually look at it from the standpoint of, if they can do it, that means it's possible for me too. If you're trying to achieve or manifest something in your life and no one else in the world has ever done it, that should feel a lot scarier than trying to do something that has already proven to be successful, because it shows that it is achievable. Whether that's being in a happy marriage, whether that is starting a business, whether that's being the best parent that you can possibly be, whether it's a home renovation project, whether it's manifesting more money, a better job, whatever it is, take comfort in the people that have gone there before you, because it shows that you can do it too. And look to them as your inspiration, not your competition. You have to emerge as the identity of success for your own life, not someone else's. So celebrate other people's successes and don't overshadow your own, because when you focus all of your energy on looking at other people, you're just taking energy away from your own life. So stop comparing journeys and you will see some differences in your ability to manifest exactly what you want. Okay, number 9 is inconsistency. And I would say it is one of the top things that I see happening among all of my one-to-one clients, and that's inconsistency. There seems to be a go-to place. I think it's from the conscious thinking mind. The conscious thinking mind expects that when you start trying to manifest something, it should come really, really quickly because you have put this effort into manifesting it. So here it is. Where is it? Why is it not here? But actually, manifesting is about what you do consistently, both good and bad. As I said before, if you're feeling negative energy and doubt, if you feel like that for one day, that's not going to change your manifesting outcomes. But on the flip side, if you feel amazing and you look after yourself and you keep your energy high for one day, you're not going to see any difference in your life, because manifestation is not about, it's not like some fad that you can turn on and turn off. It's about changing your life. It's about incorporating habits and actions that keep your intentions and what you want at the forefront of everything you do. You know, you can't start and stop manifesting. It's like breathing. Breathing happens whether you like it or not. The difference is you can control your breathing. You can make your breathing fast. You can make it slow. You can hold your breath underwater. The same is true of manifesting. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, your identity make things happen in your life, whether you want them to or not. Okay, it's about being consistent in showing up and taking the actions and believing the things that will really change your life the way you want them to. If you speak to fitness diet experts, they will always talk to you about the difference between dieting and having a healthy lifestyle. Exactly the same with manifesting. Manifesting isn't a spiritual diet. It's an overhaul of your life, and it changes your life forever. That is what successful manifesting is. When you're inconsistent with the actions you take, with how you show up in the world, then you are not truly living your own personal power of manifestation. Inconsistency has to go, and you have to overhaul your whole life so that it feels like just your life. It doesn't feel like something you're consciously doing. I know that's easier said than done. It's something that I help all of my clients with, and they feel the difference. When they come to me, they will say to me, I've been trying to do this. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do this. I want to feel like this. I try and feel like this. And after the spell of time of us working together, they will say, I am this. This is me. This is how I show up in the world. There's no trying. There's no force. There's no willpower. It's become part of them because they have had that consistent approach to their manifesting. That felt like a lecture. I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to hop off my soapbox right now. Okay, here we are. The final manifesting mistake that can stop you getting what you want. And that is not releasing attachment to what you want to manifest. If you've seen anything about manifesting, the law of attraction, the universe, anything like that, you will probably be familiar with this concept of releasing attachment to successfully manifest what you want. And if you're anything like any of my clients, when they first come to work with me, they will tell me that they don't understand how the two worlds coexist together, where they're really passionate about what they want, but they're also trying to release attachment to let it come in. So that's what I want to go through with you in this final manifesting mistake. Now, I'm going to give you an analogy. I love an analogy. I know I use them all the time, but I think they create a great way to really help messages land. I am going to prepare yourselves for an analogy. And it's an analogy of a kite. Imagine the kite is the thing that you want to manifest. And wrapped up in that thing are your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your actions, all in that kite. And as you know, every kite has I'm going to say a string. There might be a more technical name, but I'm just going to call it a string that you hold on to. Now, a kite is meant to fly. That's its purpose. It's meant to fly. And if you hold on to the string too tightly, the kite can't fly. The kite just becomes something that stays by your side and is really just a piece of plastic or paper or whatever it is that kites are made of. It's not a kite. When you can hold the string, but with enough slack on it to give the kite the freedom to fly, then the kite becomes a kite and it does what it's supposed to do. You don't let go, because if you let go completely, the kite will completely fly away. You have to maintain some sort of hold on the kite, but it's not so tight that the kite can't be a kite. We should have played a shot game for that. Every time I said the word kite, you could have taken a shot. You'd probably be well drunk by now. But it's the same with manifesting. Imagine your intention is the kite, what you want to manifest. If you hold on to it too tightly, thinking, when's it going to happen? Why hasn't it happened yet? Is today the day? That's the equivalent of holding the string of the kite too tightly. You're not giving it the freedom to do what it needs to do. Okay? And how do you do that? Well, you do that through the things that I taught you about in all of the podcasts, which is your identity. You release attachment just by becoming the person that already has what you want, because then it is in you. It's not in someday, one day, future. It's just you. You are that person. You are that person in that happy relationship right now. You show up as that person. You take the actions they take. You have the beliefs that they have. The same with business. You want your own business. If your kite is your own business, then your string, the way you release the slack on the string, is by the actions that you take, because you are trusting that what you want is on the way. Therefore, you will show up as the person that you need to be. You will take the actions that you need to take. You will do all the things you need to do, knowing that what you want is coming to you. Not hoping it will, not holding that string so tightly, thinking it hasn't happened today, therefore it's not going to happen. You do everything with trust that it's on the way. When you overthink, when you're too attached, it just creates resistance. Whereas when you can give your kite string some slack, that's what opens the door to manifestation. That's how you get what you want. It isn't about sitting and hoping and wondering and believing that you can have what you want someday. You just have to wait for it. It's about deciding that today is the day that you show up as the person who has what you want. Today is the day that you take the actions of the person that has what you want. Today is the day that you have the beliefs of the person that has what you want. It's all of those things. But you do that for yourself whilst you're holding onto your kite. And when you give yourself the freedom to do those things, then the kite can fly. The kite can do what it was meant to do, the same way what you want can come to you. Okay? Oh my God, that was another soapbox. I feel like I'm channeling some motivational speaker or something today. I'm on it. Do you know what it is? I've had 2 weeks of the Real Housewives talking utter tosh, and now I'm ready for some Tony Robbins stuff to just pour out of me. Obviously, I'm nowhere near like Tony Robbins. I mean, how cool would that be? Anyway, I digress. The kite. Remember the kite. Remember that analogy. Are you holding onto your kite too tightly, or are you doing what you need to do, playing your part, whilst giving your kite the freedom to bring what you want into your life? And that's it. That is the end of a very drawn out, over a number of weeks, 10 manifesting mistakes. If you haven't listened to the first part, you can go wherever you listen to your podcasts and you can find the first part of the 10 manifesting mistakes that stop you getting what you want. And I hope this was helpful. As I said at the top of the episode, please, please, please do connect with me on social media. I love a chat. Even if you just want to let me know that you love the Real Housewives too. But no, seriously, my intention, one of my biggest intentions for 2024 is to reach as many people as I can with the content that they need to make the changes in their life and manifest what they want. If there's something you're struggling with, if there's something I've talked about in a previous episode that you want me to go deeper on that you don't understand, connect with me and let me know how I can help you.
So that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed listening, I'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe and leave a review, because it really does help me to reach more people. I've left some links in the show notes so you can connect with me, or you can grab one of my manifesting resources. Until next week, sending you lots of love, light and manifesting vibes.